This isn't even my usual type of content, but it does fall into the realm of family law and a lot of the issues that I see. And one of the main things that drives me nuts is when I see issues between celebrity couples and everyone in the comments section of social media is loud and so wrong. Today, we're going to talk about DDG and Halle Bailey and the receipts that just dropped in their custody battle over their child. I hate to even talk about custody battles. This is why I no longer litigate and go to court over family law issues because, again, what you think the law may or may not do, depending on your own experiences and your own circumstances, is not how the law works. The law has to be consistent across the board, and they have to apply the same principles to every case. And at the top of that list of principles that they're applying is the best interest of the child standard, and that is going to be completely discretionary. But even in the court's ability to use their discretion, they have to apply certain basic principles across the board, right? If you're going to limit one parent's time with the child or take a child away from both parents, you have to consider certain things. And there are certain red flags and buzzwords that are always going to move the needle. One is if you are violent, especially domestically. Another is if you're addicted to drugs or you have an alcohol problem. Another one is if you haven't seen the child in a long time. But another one that people don't seem to be understanding in this particular circumstance is if you can show the other parent has mental health issues. I have had several cases dealing with one party requesting a domestic violence protection order. I have defended against claims of domestic violence and I have pursued claims of domestic violence. Everything that I'm saying here about DDG and Halle Bailey, completely alleged. I obviously wasn't there. I'm not saying one party is right or one party is wrong. I am simply trying to say to y'all that I see in the comments saying, oh, well, that's what he gets. I mean, she's just crashing out. I mean, he just pissed her off. He cheated on her. I understand all of that. But when you're dealing with the best interest of a child, you're not going to assess fault to one person or the other unless that fault is affecting the child, AKA cheating is honestly irrelevant. Hurtful, emotionally damaging, of course, not right in any way. But if it doesn't affect the kid, then we're not talking about it. The receipts that DDG just dropped are showing text messages. And in the message, the one most notable is at the very bottom here. I want to unalive because of you. That is what he's allegedly saying that Halle texted him when she was going off on a rant after finding out that he was unfaithful to her and that he wasn't giving her the level of communication or attention that she was requesting. Now, one thing I keep seeing in the comments is she's probably had postpartum depression. Maybe she did, maybe she didn't. Again, we don't know these people personally. But even in having postpartum depression, that is a form of, I don't want to say, that does affect your mental health. Does it not? As a woman who has 2 children myself, it definitely affected my mental health. And I had to lean on my partner for an amount of time to help me with that and navigate it while we were raising our kids. But if that is the case, and she really did say that she wants to unalive herself, then the courts have to take that into consideration. It seems that everyone is just blowing off DDG's claims of her having mental health issues. Maybe she does, maybe she doesn't, maybe she did in the past and she no longer does, but evidence has to show that. Everything has to be proven. It can't just simply be his claims have no merit because one celebrity is favored over the other. Now, I'm a big Halle Bailey sisters fan. I've seen them live in concert. Oh, chef's kiss, they're phenomenal. I'm also a fan of DDG. I just learned about streaming. I'm an auntie now, so I'm just now getting into that. But my point is that what they're trying to get to from a legal basis is Halle requested a restraining order against him for whatever reason. I haven't seen those documents. Now, and him trying to combat that restraining order, and some say stand up for himself. I don't know if that's what it is, but rebunk any claims of him being a bad father. He is fighting back by saying, and she has domestic violence issues or she has mental health issues. By saying that she wanted to off herself, that is going to be taken very seriously in the court of law. By saying that he is domestically violent towards her, that is going to be taken very seriously in the court of law. Both people have standing claims here, guys. There's not just one side that's stronger over the other based off popularity or based off of, oh, he has a better image than she has. You have to consider all of these things when you're talking about custody, family court, and a child's best interests.